If it's not one thing, I'm losing another. There they are. Why didn't y'all tell me they was over there? I see how y'all are. You ain't tell me shit. Some of the crudest, ugliest leather work I've ever done, but it's panicked and rushed, so it's happening, like it or not. And it's more utilitarian, and it's in parts that aren't going to be seen, so I don't really mind. And the little bit of rugged aesthetic that the haphazardness of the straps is going to look is going to add to the aesthetic of this. So, yeah. You might be wondering why this is called Operation Groin Cover. You would be right to wonder that. But that is because we are making a groinal cover deal / leg attachment into hip area piece. I don't know what the technical term is in armor making. I'm a bladesmith, not an armorer. But I'm making the part that connects the legs into the frame of the armor. So this is actually going to go up, this leather piece right here is going to go up behind the chainmail testicle coverage, and it will be a back layer which will attach up into the leather and chainmail back here to provide me with, as one says, more nutsack coverage, as well as creating sturdier and more permanent attachment points, because the attachment points before were just steel baling wire. So I'm making something a little more permanent attachment-wise that will also be a more long-term solution. May do some other leather working to the armor itself later, but we've been working on this set for a long time, and the Renaissance Fair is tomorrow, ladies and gents. So upgrades I've done to the armor since last I showed it. We've got a sack here for holding my wallet at the Renfair, and then this strap here is actually to hold the flail, the old scrap flail that I made forever ago and beat the hell out of. I'm going to give it a new paint job, and then we're going to take the flail tomorrow with us to the Renfair, and that's going to get attached through the chain right here, through this loop of leather, and that'll be sitting there. I'll be carrying my shield in my armor set. I'm not wearing the helmet, and I'm not wearing the aventail or whatever the hell you call it. The metal piece goes around the throat. You cannot make me wear that in 100-degree almost weather. It's going to be 89, so 90-degree weather. Chainmail and leather and heavy cloth will be warm enough for me, I think, without the addition of the helmet. Right now I'm just adding the last couple straps. I figured I'm just out here doing this. I'm not recording or nothing. I might as well just live stream it so you guys can hang out and I can be less bored. Feel free to chit-chat if you want to. Let me know if my audio quality is okay, if it sucks, all that jazz. Man, everybody but one person dipped out when I talked to the camera. Nobody liketh the looketh of me. That's okay though. Who dat? Hello. Hello, Daniel. How dost thou do? And instead of attaching the legs up into the chassis with two pieces of baling wire, they're going to be riveted in place with leather strapping to the hip piece that I've made with differing lengths depending on how far it is away from the axis of the hip. That way I still have freedom of movement in the legs, But I have my, oh boy, that might have gone a little cockeyed. Not only does it have the basic attachment points, it will have more mobility at the hip and leg joint to be able to turn and move the knee and the hip in relation to each other while still having the armor attached. Basically, think about it like a big pair of leather underwear that's gonna help protect my nethers and help keep my legs attached where they should be. Dropping a massive deuce. Nice. I hope it's a relieving one. But yeah, so this armor has been a project on my channel for quite some time. It is chainmail that I made by hand with leather over the top. It's got some plate mail elements. It's got plate armlets underneath there on both sides. It's got a brass and steel shoulder pauldrons with some bronze mesh touches up top. It's been a long time in the works, and it's the Renaissance Fair is tomorrow, so tomorrow is going to be the day that it gets its debut in public, I guess. I haven't done any testing of weapons in it yet because, well, I have in unfinished versions of it, but I haven't since I've finished it just yet because I'm still working on 5 different swords at the moment. I've got a lot on the plate when it comes to things that are in the works. But since the Renfair is tomorrow and it's good advertising for the channel to get out and mingle with people, great to go out and see some subscribers, great to go out and see some people that I haven't met before, great to go out and meet new people in general and have fun at a Renaissance Fair. But this is basically my safety gear for when I'm testing the weapons that I make before I put them up for sale, because I test every weapon, every sword, every polearm, everything. I test it pretty extensively before I put them up for sale. And I wanted to make myself some safety gear that also looked okay to stare at. So that way when I make the testing videos of the weapons, like I have been through years now, I have something a little prettier as a protective structure, something both fitting the idea of testing a medieval or handheld melee weapon. So yeah, just adding some flash to the whole thing. This has been a long process though. That's what I'm doing. What are you doing, aside from the gentleman who's taking a massive shit? I mean, I'm guilty of it. I think we all scroll when we're taking a crap. There we go. So what that does, having those straps in the corner bits, is it allows, when I have the legs strapped on, because they have buckles and straps, when they're buckled onto the leg, it's going to allow the leg to move independent of the hip joint. So that way I still have freedom of motion, but the leather will still stay where it's supposed to. Now, I just need to wire that sucker back up into the armor, and then do a couple more things to this stuff. Just little light additions, like what I did with the straps. Possibly do the same thing with my gauntlets, because they're not really gauntlets, they're just leather gloves that I cut down, attached some brass mesh to on the back of the hand, and added some heavy cloth black jester-like backing too. So those might get a little bit of attention too. But I think we're just going to use the same baling wire method we did before to attach these. And I'm thinking I'm probably going to wire it from both sides on either end so it can pivot slightly. I think that's the play. I think that's what we're going to do here. Is this for a fair? Yes and no. So yes, I'm going to the Renaissance Fair here in Utah tomorrow, just doing like a mingle and meet, going to see what they've got, possibly fighting a night if they have that available again this year, like they did last year. I'm not sure if they will. Invictus is going to be there, but I'm not sure if they're going to be doing duels or not. But if they do duels, obviously we'll have footage of me dueling a knight again in the armor like we did last year. But this is also my safety gear for when I test weapons. I'm a bladesmith. I do a lot of weapons making on the channel. There goes the pommel. It's not affixed yet, but making big swords, knives, polearms, and I test them. So this is my safety gear when I test them. I put on my armor just in case something is to go wrong, something is to break, something is to be sharp and metal and flying in my direction. I have something in between me and that is also quite stylish. So kind of a personal thing. I made every bit of the armor from scratch, from leather and baling wire and a couple of other components that I forged and hand wove and everything else to get to where we are now. So it's been a process. A lot of hand tooling in the leather, hundreds of hours into this project. In the chainmail alone, it was hundreds of hours because this is proper 5-in-1 pattern chainmail, and it goes from the whole chest piece through. So there's chainmail behind this leather, and then there's heavy cloth behind that chainmail, so the chainmail's not rubbing up against my body constantly. So it's 3-layer armor, leather, chainmail, heavy cloth. Probably wouldn't stop, you know, a very pointed thrusting style of weapon, but it would be more than sufficient for thrusting and slashing with broader tipped swords. Like a broad tipped sword, like a Viking style sword, wouldn't penetrate that. So it's good safety gear. Since the leather piece, you can tell it's a different color because this hasn't been sealed yet, and I'm not going to seal that piece so it can stay more pliable and flexible. Since it's going to be around the hip and groinal region, I want comfort in that area. But it's not going to go in front. It's going to go up underneath. That way it doesn't look like we're wearing a giant diaper. That way it's hidden back behind our chainmail that we worked so hard to make this ragged Dark Souls-esque chainmail midsection out of. So let me get my wire cutters, wherever the hell I put those. Why are you guys losing my tools, man? Coming into my shop and making me lose my tools. Dropping them all over the place, putting them where I'm not looking. Damn. Y'all are just making it hard to do my work today. Ah, I see where you put them. You hit them next to my anvil. But we're just going to make a few little pieces we can use to tie it into the overall body. Because the way that I connect main pieces sometimes it's riveted leather to leather. Sometimes it's like this. This leather is actually wired in to the chainmail. So I took chain links and I linked them through the leather to attach the leather. So you would have to go at this pretty hard and pretty rough to get that leather layer to peel off. It is chain linked all the way around the exterior, and that makes a nice little air pocket in between the chainmail and the body too. So as I move, it almost ventilates itself a little bit, which is nice. A lot of thought went into this stuff, folks. A lot of thought. If you're going to be swinging around real swords, possibly having chunks of real swords or pieces from forged weapons that you've made, something in between you and them. And when you live in an area where it gets up to like 110 in the summer, it's also a very good idea to, you know, make the armor in such a way where it's almost self-cooling, or make it as self-cooling as possible. So what I'm going to do now is I have these little guys, little steel baling wire U-clip almost shapes, and I have 2 holes in both corners of this. In my armor frame, there's chainmail sections that have wired out behind the leather. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to poke these through like thusly on each one. And then I'm going to take a pair of needle nose pliers and I'm going to twist the shit out of this facing into the chainmail and away from the body. So it will firmly attach the pivot point of the corner in 2 spots. So it's strong, and it's still capable of moving around really well, since this attaches to the hip area. And if you're moving at all, you need your hips to move for you to be able to do pretty much anything from sitting to standing to walking to everything. This is not armor that is meant to be walked around in for show. This is armor that is meant to keep me from losing limbs or my life when I'm testing weapons if something goes wrong. And there is a big, big difference between those two things. Okay, just get a basic twist on that. And oh, shit. Let go too early and drop the whole damn thing, hooker. Where'd I put those fucking needle nose pliers? Where did I put my needle nose pliers at? There you go again, guys. Losing my tools for me. I see how you are. I see how you are. Nah, screw it. We'll just use the channel locks. Doesn't have to be perfect. It's not ever going to be seen, and it's not ever going to be felt, so it doesn't need to be as perfect as I'm trying to make it. Plus, this isn't one that I'm selling. This is one for me. There we go. Get a basic twist. Come on. Pinch a little closer, you sons of bitches. And then get up under. Come on. Get up under there. The thing about armor that's designed not to get penetrated by anything is that when you're trying to weave stuff into it, it doesn't like going through. Go figure. Right? You would think as a blacksmith I would be smarter than this. You would be wrong. That's one side attached. Flip it around. Hook up the other side. Yeah, that'll be freaking awesome. Twist. There we go. And then we'll clip that little fucker right off. Just in case it decides to get nippy. Cool. Now the legs are reattached in a much more permanent way. And we have, underneath our chainmail, a nice little groinal cover to protect our groinals. So that is also very good. Let's see here. Now the next thing I was thinking about doing is possibly putting a piece of leather under the shoulders to help make it a little more comfortable to wear long term. Because as it stands right now, the padding on the shoulders is slightly insufficient to be the most conducive to comfort, let's say. So, how would we want to go about attaching that? Wire that. Could rivet through that. We might just do that. Yep, might just do that. So let's scoot you guys a little closer. I don't know why I have you so far away. Can you see the armor better now, folks? Slightly. So these are our arms. There's metal plate right there. Pretty thick metal plate right there on both sides. Arms. These are the forearms. These are the upper arm sections. Legs. Groinal cover that we just finished. So I need a way to measure how big a piece I want. Might just take some of these scrap straps here and do it out of those. Where did I put the scissors at? Okay. So we want something like that on the inside. So a slightly bigger radius then. Yeah. Something about like that. Okay. And since these interior portions are never going to be viewed by anybody, it's okay if they're a little ugly. It's okay if they're not quite the prettiest thing in the world when I cut them out or when I install them. Does not matter all that much to me. As long as they're more comfortable, it's the only thing I really care about with these pieces. Because having solid leather on top of your shoulder is a lot more comfortable than having the feeling of chainmail or steel wire rub into it at all. Okay. Hello. How you doing? So, in fact, we can just do 2 full big ass straps, and then wherever it hangs, it hangs. We'll do that. Section of the scrap that's easy to grab. That should work plenty well right there. What if I have to pee or poop? Well, in that case, then, well, the armor itself gets tied on to my body. I'm wearing regular clothing. Well, not regular clothing, peasant's clothing from the medieval period, roughly, okay? If I need to pee, I can lift this stuff up and out of my way enough to where I can get my unit through there. If I need a poop, I turn it around, pull my pants down enough, lift that up enough, and I can go that way too. Oh, holy crap. Hey, thank you, Andrew. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Cool creation. Thank you, man. Yeah, you wear underwear with it. Masterpiece. It is one of my masterpieces, yeah. This thing is been a long time in working, and it's still not done yet, but it's safety gear that I take seriously. If you watch my videos, moving forward when I go to test all of these swords, so like when I do the cut testing with all of the swords that I've been making, including this guy, you'll see me wearing this with my helmet, my chainmail that goes around my throat, a whole entire thing, okay? So when I'm testing these weapons, if something was to go wrong, if something breaks, if there's a crack I didn't know was in here when I test it and it breaks off and comes flying back at me, I'd rather stay alive. So that's what this is for, is to protect me in case I get slashed or anything like that. Yes, that's pretty sharp, and it's nowhere near done being sharpened yet, but it didn't even cut through the leather because I've hardened the surface of the leather. This is both pretty and functional. No, I don't do live action roleplay. Yep, I love Jesus too, bro. Thank you for reminding me he loves me. I appreciate that. I am indeed a Christian. Foul-mouthed a little bit, but I'm a Christian nonetheless. Oh my God. Do I LARP? No, I do not LARP. This is just for protective purposes, mainly for my YouTube channel. A little bit of flair, just because it feels cool when you're wearing armor, when you're swinging swords around, I'm not gonna lie. And another part of it that's big is when I'm testing weapons, like I said, I don't want to get hurt. There's a Renfair coming up tomorrow. I am going to the Renfair with my wife. She is dressing up as a pirate, and I figured what a great opportunity to showcase the armor publicly, to talk to some more people about the YouTube channel, get more people knowing what's been in the forge and what's been going on. But yeah, if you tuned in recently, we just finished up with the crotch cover that connects the legs in. Before I had just the legs wired into the frame. Now I've added that. This is my pouch for carrying my wallet when we go to the Renfair. This is my strap that I added for my flail. And yes, that is a real flail. I have plenty of videos of smashing stuff with it. And it's gonna get a fresh coat of paint before I go too, because it's pretty roughed up. Right now we're working on making the shoulders more comfortable by adding a little piece of leather to the inside of the shoulder. So that way there's something to kind of prevent my shoulder from rubbing on the chainmail inside of the cloth, because the heavy cloth is pretty thick under there, but that chainmail with all the weight of the armor is about 40 pounds, 50 pounds, something like that. I haven't weighed it recently, but it's probably actually closer to the 60-pound mark at this point. Regardless, it's a work in progress that's always going to be in progress. Yeah, I guess it is in a way. I mean, I've done the fight a night thing, so I've gone to Renfairs in my armor, and they let me use my armor to do the fight a night thing, and the Invictus HEMA guys. You basically have weapons that are covered in pool noodles, and you get to beat each other senseless for a couple minutes. Hell of a good time. I'm on my channel. I also do martial arts, mixed martial arts tutorial stuff, and I have a review series of Tekken characters' movesets and their viability or inviability in the real world. So that's a fun one. That's actually my most popular series, even though I'm primarily a bladesmith here. So it's just kind of funny to me. But yeah, I mean, when her and I go as me, and I'm promoting a modern day YouTube channel, so I'm not there going, "Oh, my fair sir, how doth thou do today? Doth the weather meet you kindly today, sir?" That's not my vibe. It's hey, how you doing? Oh yeah, I made the armor myself. I made the flail myself. You won. Cool. What did I win? Hello. How you doing, Thomas? Oh, let's see. How the hell? Ooh, the hangers are breaking. Ooh. Yeah, I had 4 hangers on this thing initially, and they are snapping like twigs under the weight of this armor. Oh my god. Yeah, this is easily in the 60-pound range at this point. Oof. Okay. We set it down. So now we need to take the hangers out. Now the reason the neck opening on this is so big, and the reason that there's, I don't know if you can see it, but there's little hook shaped bits here. So what happens is when I have my helmet and the chainmail, helmet goes on the head and the chainmail goes up inside the helmet and pours down and out and over the chest, okay? When I put the chainmail on, these little hook structures that I have here grab the chainmail when it goes to get lifted, so you can't actually grab and lift the chainmail right off, meaning that you couldn't slide up underneath it, you couldn't lift the chainmail off to stab, things like that. A lot of the stuff I did to make this armor is based off of historical mercenary armor and other things like that, combined with like, you know, fantasy elements from like Dark Souls and stuff like that. Because I wanted this armor, since I'm going to wear it a lot when I'm testing weapons that I make on this channel. I wanted to have an armor set that kind of represented me, if that makes sense. My style, it's medium weight armor. It's not plate mail that's heavier. It is heavy. It's chainmail and leather, but it's not heavy to the point where it's impossible to move in. So now the trick's going to be figuring out how I'm going to attach my little leather bits in here to where there's not going to be anything on the inside giving me pokes. Because the whole goal of this exercise is to make it more comfortable, not less comfortable. I could punch some holes in the leather and wire it into this, which is probably going to be the easiest way to go about this. Yeah, we'll just do that. Okay. Because while this is somewhat comfortable to wear, for extended periods of time, it is not very comfortable to wear due to the weight and the fact that you can feel that plate stuff right there digging into your shoulders through the cloth. That's why we're going to put a piece of leather there. That way we don't have to worry about such things. Hang this back up real quick. Come on, get in there, you son of a bitch. There we go. Stay. Whew. I don't know how much those hangers are going to hang on, folks. They're getting bent straight under the weight of that armor. Yeesh. Anywho. The trick's going to be figuring out what length to punch my holes. We want them like this. Where is pen? There is pen, there's other shoulder bit leather piece. Okay, so we'll put 2 holes right there. 2 holes right there. 2 holes right there. Yeah. And then on this guy, and I'm not going to cut this piece down. I'm going to leave these flaps inside. So when I put it on, it'll wrap around the shoulder for support. Super Gaming! How you doing? It's been a while. I have not been on this app in a damn minute. What is up? Hey, you remember that armor I was working on forever ago? I'm still working on it. It is turning out to be quite a set now, as you can clearly see. Okay. Leather hole punch time. Yeah, it's come a long way. I think you were here when I was making the chainmail. Now the chainmail is layered between leather and heavy cloth, and yeah, there's more chainmail there. I made, even though I said I was never going to make more chainmail, I made more chainmail. So. Sue me. I made more chainmail. Right now I'm just, oh yeah. Renfair is tomorrow, so gonna go and show it around tomorrow, I guess. My wife's gonna be a pirate, which is gonna be awesome. She's going to be my captive pirate. It's gonna be cool. I love Renaissance fairs. They're fun. I feel like people really, since a lot of them are playing a character, it kind of frees up their inhibition a little bit. And they're a lot more friendly and a lot more likely to interact with people they haven't met before, I would say. Which is cool. I mean, you get people that would usually be shy that are out meeting people, doing things. Okay, holes in the leather, accomplished. Now, I'm going to take these bits of baling wire, which were what we used to hold the legs up, and just like we did with wiring in the nut protector piece underneath here, we're going to wire it in up here, and the twisty bits are going to come out the top of our plate, so that shouldn't bother us at all. The tricky part is going to be doing it, because getting inside the shoulders with how heavy it is going to be kind of a trick. Before I do any of that, I'm going to clip my wire to length though. But yeah, we're basically just working on some armor, doing some last minute adjustments. For anybody wondering who hasn't seen what we're up to. I need 4 of these per shoulder. Like Bob the Builder. Yeah, in a way, except I make armor and weapons like this, which is still a work in progress, but it's coming along well. It's like a Dark Souls inspired saber. It's gonna be a fun one. I also make shit like this guy over here. He's a little bit bigger and heavier. It's a great sword that weighs 22.5 pounds, and it's fully functional, sharp, made out of steel. And yeah, this is a fun one. I made 3 great swords. This is not the biggest of them. Kinda, yeah, kinda. Except I work for the internet. I make videos for YouTube on all the stuff that I build and test. And I used to be as they say, I used to be a hell of an athlete back in the day. Used to be a fighter locally. Used to do MMA for a little while. Did martial arts and combat sports pretty much my whole life, though. It's kind of my entire personality outside of blacksmithing, if I'm being honest. Can y'all hear me okay? Like, my sound coming in all right? We chilling? Oh, now I find the needle nose pliers. Now I find them. Okay, well, it's a good thing I found them before I need to do this part. Yeah. Oh, this is the shield that goes with the armor set. It's 2 layers, thick plyboard, screwed together to create a 1.5 inch thick shield, leather cover, metal plating, metal cross with false gem inlays, all that jazz. Gotta get the dog on stream again. Yeah, he's inside right now. He just had to get his teeth worked on, actually. Had to do some dental surgery on him. So he's a little loopy. He probably won't be appearing on today's version of the video. But that's okay. He's a good boy. Now we're gonna attempt to put this on the anvil, flip it open, without hurting myself or catching it on all my tongs rack that is about to fall because my fucking screw popped loose, which wedge that back in there a little more. So that way it's at least a little bit more secure. Because when you have several pounds of tongs on there, apparently little screw can't. 12 and 2. But again, that's just here locally. And that was quite some time ago. Nowadays, I just make videos on like tech and fight reviews and tutorials for martial arts and mixed martial arts techniques. I mean, those are kind of side, how would I put it, side series on the channel, because I mainly am a bladesmith now, but, oh, Jesus. Yeah, that was, seems like a lifetime ago, my friend. But it's still a huge part of my personality. I still train, I still practice, I just don't compete anymore. There we go, that'll be nice. Yeah, that'll be nice and comfy right there, that will. Shitty thing's gonna be trying to get the wire through it all. Should have come up with a plan for getting the wire through first. Maybe if I grab the needle nose pliers, maybe those will be able to force it through. I don't know. I'm gonna have to go through twice though, which is gonna be the fun part. There's a spot right there. We should be able to get into. Nope, just skipped over a little bit. Lovely. There we go. Oh, come on. Might have to come up with a better way of putting these suckers in here. I could just wire them to the outer edge. Actually, if I do that, I can make it suspended. Ah, Hooker, you smart motherfucker. We'll do that. Just need to figure out where the hell we put that little punch. Smart. Ah. Good thing I planned ahead, I guess. And this poor little punch. It's almost done for. I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make this a suspended piece. That'll make it even more comfortable. I don't know why I never thought of this before. Straighten it back out. Were you a ground game guy? No, I'm a striker. I did enough jiu-jitsu to get by, but I'm a striker. I am a mix of Muay Thai, Taekwondo, which is the ITF style, which is more like kickboxing. Hold a black belt in traditional Taekwondo. I did enough boxing to get what I needed out of boxing, but I was very much a kicking, clinching, and kind of attempt at surgical striking, if you want to call it that. I was a very big counter striker. I was very good at controlling distance. Nice! Good shit, man. I only ever made it to blue myself. Like I said, I only did enough BJJ to get by. Just enough to get good enough to where I was hard to take down. But I also had, coaches teaching me stuff in MMA that was probably from BJJ. Just, you know how that goes. Cool. Now we can try this. I respect all arts though, dude. I'm not one of those guys that's like, oh, striking is always superior. Oh, grappling is always superior. No. There's no such thing as a truly superior martial art or fighting style. They all have strengths, they all have weaknesses. In my mind, you should expand your toolbox as much as possible. That way you have tools for every occasion, so to speak. But again, I'm just some guy on the internet. And that's just my opinion. Everybody's entitled to an opinion. Doesn't mean I'm right or wrong or I know better than anybody else. Get through there, you son of a bitch. Now if I can just convince you to go where I want you to go instead of going through that side. Like, come on. Work with me. There we go. Okay. I just had those needle nose pliers and I put them down somewhere. I can't remember where. A lot. That is a fact. But I'll tell you this much. I would rather be underestimated than overestimated any day. If you're underestimated, they don't view you as much of a threat. which allows you to exploit their, how would I say it? Exploit their assumption. If they want to think that you're incapable because you're not a very big guy, let them think that, by all means. But when the time comes for them to learn, then they'll learn a hard lesson. Come on, twist. Yes. That's what we like to see, just like that. I've just realized that if you were just listening to my stream right now, if you weren't actually watching it, you may well think something quite dirty was happening with all of the grunting and groaning. And I would not blame you for it. But I cannot help it, you see. Because this shit is, it's not easy on the fingers, let's say that much. Oh yeah, that's gonna probably be way more comfortable. I don't know why I didn't do this sooner. Suspend the shoulders. But this armor set has just been a ton of learning since the get-go, so that's good. Oh wow, holy comments. My first technique was Army Combatives, got certified to teach combatives. Did BJJ after combatives is a big mix of multiple. Oh yeah, I have some family and friends that are ex-military. I come from a military family. I've heard the stories of the fun of combatives and the pugil sticks and all of the joy. All of the fun that entails. Sounds like good times to me. Tighten this up. Come on. Cool. That should be nice and comfortable. And now we'll get the other shoulder. Do the same damn thing. Yeah. That'll be so much nicer on the shoulders. Especially because the padding will actually absorb something now. Cool. Let me see something real quick. Sorry guys, give me just a moment. Damn allergies. Man, allergy season this year has been brutal. Been such a dry year. But yeah, I may not look it, but I am 30. So that'll tell you. When I was doing stuff, it was a while back. A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away. Back before a traumatic brain injury and a bunch of other shit. Like I say, it kind of feels like a whole different lifetime when I think about it. Where the hell did that go? We don't want it spread that far apart to where it's doing that shit. Yeah, that'll be better. Come on. Needle nose pliers. Cut off some of that excess. I'm in the West. Get in there. Come on. Just a little more. Yep. Cool. A little further, come on. There we go. Got you now. Oh yeah, you're not far. All right. Put this back over. Pop it over my shoulders and see what that feels like compared to before. Oh. expand this one just a hair. Oh. Oh yeah. That's way much more better. That is way better. Bend these out a little more. Now that that's attached to it. Cool. That is way more comfortable on my shoulders now. So, I haven't obviously closed it, but it fits the body tightly and squarely. Obviously I'll put it up the rest of the way on later, but oh man, yeah, that feels way better than it did before. Push this out just a hair. Push that out just a hair. Oh yeah, that's much more comfortable for long periods. But yeah, it's coming together. As you can see, everything's starting to line up where it needs to. Once I get the arms and everything strapped on, will make a lot more sense, obviously. But it is, there we go, just pop them inside real quick. They're not actually strapped in yet, but you can see it is quite something, you know. So those are going to be the arm pieces. They strap over the forearms. Like thusly, which actually makes the shoulders float a little bit, which is nice. Yeah, they fit about like that. So, with the period armor, I mean the period clothing that I wear with it looks a lot better than a white t-shirt, obviously, but it's solid. Got what I wanted to do pretty much done to it. Made it more comfortable for long-term wearing. Let's hang it back up. Oh. Get in there, you son of a bitch. Now don't break. Don't break hangers. Don't break. Oh. There we go. Okay. Stay. Now, is there anything else I want to do to you? I think that's all. Let's see. But yeah, that is an armor set, and it's all upgraded. We've got this right here. Let's see if I can put this on without the hangers breaking completely. That strap pops down. Can slide this up through the chain of the flail and clip the flail on just like that. for easily carrying the flail at the Renfair. And yeah, whatever future things I want to carry there. So that is all set. That is cool. Our armor is looking nice. It's been a lot of work on this. Upgraded the interior of the crotchal area so it has some protections. I don't think there's much more that I want to do to this stuff. Pretty much done all I can do to it, I think. You can hear those hangers creaking from the weight. So, give me just a second. I'm going to set it back a little bit. I'm going to go grab a drink of water really quickly because I am human and I have the thirst. I'm going to go grab a drink of water. I'm going to come back. I'm going to put it on. Take a look at how everything is as is. Decide whether or not I'm going to bring the shield. Because thing is about the shield, when I have the armor on, I can slide my arm through here, but when I put my gloves on, I can't get them through this way or this way. So when I put my arming gloves on, I have to put the glove on after I put it through the strap and then put it in here, and it essentially locks its back against the shield and attaches it to my arm. So if I take it, I'm going to carry around a roughly 10-pound shield everywhere I go. I might bring the shield, I might not, just because it's a lot of extra weight when you're walking around for hours in armor with a flail attached to you, talking to a bunch of people. So, let me go get a drink of water, and then I'll pop it on and see how it looks with all the modifications. I have returned. I told you I would come back. I warned you, but you're still here. Okay, I don't know why. Oh yeah. Come on. Why you gotta be so difficult? Okay. Now begins the process. My squire, aka my wife, is not currently here to assist me in this process. So, you guys get to sit through the wonderfulness of me struggling desperately to get my armor on without any assistance. Which, I'm not going to be able to get this clip, or this buckle rather, without her. So, I'm not going to try. cramping my oblique. Whoo! Whoo! Come on. You're right there. I can feel it. Come on. You son of a bitch. Ooh. How you doing? How's it going, Panzer? Currently, I'm fighting with my armor, trying to attach it. Got it. Ha-ha. You see how much tighter that fits around the chest and body area with just those straps. But the ones up under there make it fit even that much tighter up against the chest, and it really forms the chainmail to my body tightly. Now, this is going to be interesting to try and do without my wife's assistance too. Okay, come on. Come on. Feed through. Can't believe I'm doing this shit on stream, but you know what? As we used to say, do it for the vine. If you're old enough to get that reference, we can be friends. We're doing all the hardest parts first, so that way we can do the easy part after. Okay, now the not so difficult parts. Okay, so we got the arms and the chest part on. Now we can get the legs. Body armor will not hold everything. Greek? Oh. Somewhat similar to Greek armor. Inspired by Greek mercenary and a couple of other types of historical armors. So like Greek armor, Landsknecht armor, a couple other types that I felt inspired by. And this isn't even the whole set. To the Renfair, I'm not going to be wearing the helmet or the chainmail bit that I have that goes with it. And I'm going to be wearing period accurate clothing underneath to the Renfair as well. So that's also a thing. The only problem is that I changed my hip position by adding that leather bit to the hip area. So some of these straps might need to move a little bit or get lengthened or shortened. So that'll be interesting to see. Yeah, see, like that needs a hole right there. Where's my clippers at? There we go. Yeah, that needs a hole further back here. Like that. And this one does too. Because they adjusted where they fit on me now. Everything changes. That's the weird thing about making armor. Okay. There we go. Oh, man. Okay. There we go. So this is the set. Let me get some better lighting for you guys. So, this is the armor. Obviously, I'll be wearing different clothing with it, like I said. But this is the fit. Very similar to some Greek armor, some mercenary armor. 100% handmade. Crusade. Spartan breastplates, they're nice. Now put the welding helmet on. Who chose to play Fallout in real life? So I'm just a martial artist and a bladesmith, my friend. If Fallout became real life, I would have so much fun. I would have so very much fun. But yeah, so with the outfit for tomorrow is a peasant style shirt and peasant style pants that are going to go underneath this, which will match the coloration properly. I do have a helmet and an aventail that goes with this, but I'm not going to go inside and get that 20-pound monstrosity and attach it to the armor by myself because I will be trapped in it until my wife arrives home. It is a two-person operation to remove that thing without severe neck pain, let's say. Does it chafe your nipples? No, it doesn't shake your nipples. It's got heavy cloth underneath the chainmail, so there's chainmail, and the red you see down there is heavy cloth that's in between me. It's fabric that's in between me and the chainmail underneath. And there is chainmail completely filled underneath this leather too. So it's no bullshit armor. Like, I wear this when I test weapons. At least now that it's complete, it will be worn a lot more when I'm testing weapons in case something goes wrong with the weapons I'm testing and they break, a piece comes off, something comes off the target and flies at me. Better to have chainmail and metal in between me and the target. Depends on the weight and what kind of arrowhead you're using. I need an adultier adult. Trying to penetrate me, dude. What's that all about? So, these are the gloves that go with it that I made. Stand still. Nah, I think I'm going to start running in a serpentine pattern. Because I'd rather not get pegged with an arrow. But yeah, these are the gloves that go with it. They have metal backing that I made and some cloth that goes over the backs and around the straps and such. Thought it was all metal, my bad. Nah, so... Oh, the dragon? Yeah, so there's a dragon and a cross there, and then there's a bunch of crosses on there. They're kind of hard to see in this lighting. But there's also a griffin on my right thigh. Right here, there's a red griffin. Yeah, he's hiding underneath there. You know, just in case I want to flash somebody the Griffin. You never know when somebody wants to take a peek at your Griffin. Yeah, thank you. So the shoulder plates are metal. This one is cloth with chainmail accents, and then they have metal plates underneath them right there. These are metal plates right here. Pretty thick steel plates that I forged out. I made every link of the chainmail by hand over a long time. If you don't believe me, ask Super Gaming. He was watching the whole process on live stream over the course of a while. But yeah, this is the armor set that I'm going to be wearing when I go to the Renfair. This is the flail that will be with me. So let's attach our flail real quick to our armor. See how that feels. Okay, you can tell it's there, but it's not terrible. Like it's not terrible at all. You can tell it's there, but it's not bad. I mean, yeah. Let's see, get how did they poop back then? Back then, well, with real armor, you would shit yourself because you'd be plated into it. With this one, you can lift that and take your pants down so you can still get access to what you need. All handmade by you? Yes. Yes. All the weapons in this shop are made by me. I made this flail, made this armor set for myself, made all the weapons on this wall. Yeah, I'm a bladesmith. I make and sell stuff. I sell on Etsy. Can you come? If you go to the Renaissance Fair in, I think it's in Ogden or Marriott Slaterville in Utah. I'm going to be there tomorrow, so I'm glad to hear that. Thank you. What a cool hobby. It's a small business, actually. Just monetized the YouTube channel, and I've been selling stuff on Etsy for about 5 years now. It's not enough to be a full-time job yet, but one day I hope this can be my main source of income, making and selling weapons, not armor. Armor takes way too long. This is the only armor set I'm ever making. Now here's the tricky part, is getting the shield on. So like I said, I have to put the arm through, then I have to put the gauntlet on. Then I can put the gauntlet hand into the shield, and it all locks together because of my metal plate on the back of my hand here. Wedge in there. There we go. And now you can see I can have my hand open completely and I can shake it and it doesn't come off. I don't have to hold the shield. It's attached to the arm itself. So got quite a bit of metal in between me and whatever's in front of me. Like I said, this is fantasy armor, not historical. I don't want to survive with horrific injuries. Yeah, that would be horrible. I already have a traumatic brain injury, but that was from bricks hitting my head. That wasn't from fighting or from anything else exciting. That was from something going wrong at work. So yeah, this is the kit. There we go. So yeah, I'm going to be at the Ogden Renfair tomorrow, or Marriott Slaterville Renfair tomorrow, or whatever. Just walking around, saying hi to folks, talking to them about my YouTube channel, telling them about my Etsy store, handing out business cards, all that jazz. I would wear my helmet and my chainmail Aventail, but that shit's way too heavy to walk around in. And it's going to be hot tomorrow, and I don't feel like being out in the heat all day tomorrow. had a brick thrown at your head as a kid. Yikes. That's not good. Did it connect? That's my question. Did it connect? So I can get some more light in here for you folks. There we go. And get you better lighting so you can see everything a little better. And you can see the metal plate here on my arm mixed with the shield and the shoulder plate gives me a huge amount of protection on that lead arm. So you would have metal in between you and the person, and you would have flail. Flail would do the spinny spins over the head, back and forth, and smash things in front of you and around you. And you had a wall of metal. And mind you, you would also have your helmet and your chainmail aventail over top of this too. It connected. Oh. That's not good. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that it disconnected. Were you okay? Did you get a TBI like I did? Yeah, it's a pretty good size flail. I made that one forever ago. And yeah, this is the set, folks. You and the brick bonded. You became one with the brick. Are you the brick now? Hey, you and one of them, look at me. Look at me. I am the Gauntlet now. Them kind of things. Now, in order to take the shield off, I gotta do that. I might not walk around with the shield all day tomorrow. That's just extra weight I don't need. I might just bring the flail. Now, if I was allowed to, but they don't allow sharp objects, which is completely understandable, like for safety purposes, I get that. They don't allow you to bring real sharpened weapons in, even though the flail itself is technically a real weapon. If I could bring anything with me to the fair, I'd be bringing my greatsword, because this is my more wieldable big greatsword. This is my almost 7 foot tall ultra greatsword. It is inspired by Dark Souls and Dragon Slayer, and it weighs 22.5 pounds. It's like a dumbbell with a blade. A big dumbbell with a blade. And this is another thing that I made, obviously. I made several great swords. This is only one of them. But it's a big fella. It is sharp, about axe level sharp. The foot alone is, the handle alone is about 3 foot. The handle starts at about the height of my face. So it's a rather big boy. The tallest of the great swords, but not the heaviest. The Buster sword that I made gets the title of the heaviest great sword. But those are leather strapped to the wall at the moment. This one's the only one that can come down at will. Let go of my finger. But yeah, the armor set is, well, set. It's all ready to rock and roll. I may do some stuff with the gloves real quick, but that might be it. We might do something with the gloves, maybe. First, I gotta get this off of me, which is gonna be just ever so much joy. There's that one. There's that one. It is hard to reach that sucker. to take it off, it's pretty simple too, just like putting it on. Just undo all your buckles and straps. But it's much simpler when you have somebody here to buckle and or strap for you, especially in the hard to reach bits like under the arms and whatnot. But if you're persistent enough, you can do it. Okay, just need the other leg. And now we do a shoulder press. And we sustain, and we sustain, and we sustain it. And it is heavy. And we sustain it because it's heavy. And we're tired. It's been a long week. Oh. There we go. And just like that. Whew. But will it keel? It'll keep me from getting keeled, which is the goal. Or are you talking about the greatsword? I have tested the greatsword. There's a video of me testing that greatsword. There's a video of me testing all my greatswords. I chopped pumpkins up. I chopped plywood up. I chopped big ass water jugs up. It will cut. It will keel. Very much so. Yes. That is heavy. It's gonna be a fun day tomorrow. My back's gonna hurt. But it's all for the love of the game, folks. All for the love of the game. Yeah, I could do that. No, I trained Taekwondo, Muay Thai, a little bit of boxing, a little bit of BJJ, and ended up in MMA, so. I'm not making you a whirly jigsaw, George. You know the Renfair's tomorrow, brother. I'm finishing off my armor, getting it done. And before you say it, I'm not making you Smo armor. I have neither the time nor the inclination to make Smo's armor. It would be cool, yes. But I do not have the time, energy, or patience to make Smo's armor. Excuses, he says. Yeah, just waiting for the wife to get home, finishing up some stuff before she does. And then do some zomboid with you later. The chance is very much looking forward to it, so am I. It's just about perfect. Thank you to everybody who's been liking and shit. I appreciate that very much. I mean, that was my first like super chat, I think that's called, like monetary donation comment or something. That was really cool. So I really appreciate that. That was the first one I ever got on this channel, so that's cool. You expect a whirligig saw by then. Expectations and reality don't always match, my friend. So I've got 6 plates of really thin sheet steel or aluminum. Don't really care which. Pretty sure it's aluminum. But I've got 3 different lengths. These 2, and then a longer one. Now my plan is to somehow make 1, 2, 3 longest, medium, short on the 3 fingers at the top of these gloves. I am not an armor maker, I am a bladesmith. So I'm just gonna wing it. If it fails, it fails. For tonight we dine with the well, the guys who did this shit. So what I'm going to try and do, try being the objective term, is I'm going to try and make a fold here on the edge of this rim. Bring those corners down too, because we don't want any sharp corners. Cool. That worked pretty good. Now we just got to do that on the rest of the pieces. And on all the rest of the sides of the pieces. Cool. So there is our first little plate. And those outer edges aren't sharp. We should be good on those. I do want my glasses before I keep going though, just in case, because we have had metal in the eye before and we don't want it again. So these are going to be our index finger plates, hopefully. Okay, yeah, I need to get different tongs. Screw it. Just grab these ones. Sit here wrestling with this shit all day. Trying to get work done. Well, crap, where did the plates? Oh, they're over there. Thank you for all the likes. I really appreciate that. Whoever that is. I'm gonna go grab one more drink of water. I'll I'll be right back. We'll keep working these plates. So far, we've got the 2 longs and the 2 mediums, and we just need the 2 shorts. Then we can figure out how we're going to punch holes in these and mount them. All right, I'm back. Do these last 4. Hey, what up, Chance? No, this is not a bullock dagger. I'm attempting to experiment on my gauntlets because the Renfair is tomorrow. So I am trying to get a little bit of upgrading to the gauntlets. I did more upgrading to the armor. It is slick. Hey, thank you for the gold coin, Chance. Thank you for the gold coin. Make sure to throw a coin to your Witcher, folks. Hey, coins. I'm rich. I knew I could achieve it. If I dreamed it, it was going to be true. Yeah, when the wife gets home, me, you, and Gitzer George can do some John fortification. We have a lot of fortifying around the base to do, and you need to teach me how to blacksmith in the game so I can play my part as I do. George needs to record it for his YouTube channel. That's Clown Chowder Gaming on YouTube, folks, if you like video game content, by the way. My buddy George. He was in earlier. He's a funny guy. Played some fun games. Needs to upload more often, but he tries. And he does put genuine effort into his editing and his stuff, so I would say go check him out if you like the video games. You might recognize a familiar voice from time to time. Cool. We got our plates. Now we need to figure out 2 things. How are we going to attach them? And how are we going to shape them? The shaping part, I'm pretty sure I already know what I want to do. It's the attaching part that's going to be the tricky bit. What I need to see is how easily can I punch through these with a cold punch. Because I'm out of fuel. Seems like it might be pretty easy. try and make a smaller one than that. Try and see what happens, I guess. Worst comes to worst, we can always make a new one. Perfect. Perfect. Now we just need these. We can get rid of that. And we can close that back up because that hole is going to be pretty much invisible when we get the rivet on there on all of these. That's not what we wanted, but we can make it work. We just put something right in there. Bring that back down to itself. Scoot that back just a little bit. We'll get through the bottom side. Bend that a little bit in half. And then he thinks he needs a smaller punch. That went a lot better, but I cracked the shit out of the punch. Wonderful. Can't stay still at work. No worries, brother. Charges that you fight me. Everyone like and subscribe. Yes, sir. It's the cheapest and easiest way to help out the YouTube channel grow. And like the man said, it's free. Okay. Now, we just need to give them a little bit of shape. We're going to sweep those. These ones we can just curve. These ones. Yep, we can just curve those. Cool, cool, cool. We do need to curve these two a little bit. And those are going to be our first 2-finger plates. Those will go on the glove about like thusly. And then we're going to have 2 more that are shorter, one here, one here. So it'll give some extra metal protection to the hands, and it'll look rather cool. Luckily with these ones, since they're so short, they'll be easy. Because all we got to do is curve them a little bit, bend my edges in a little bit. Just roll the edges in with a pair of needle nose pliers just a little more, because I want the edges of this stuff to be rolled into the armor, or into the Kevlar leather glove mix kind of thing we got going on. I want the edges of this to kind of roll into that on each finger. That way the fingers don't catch on each other when I'm moving my hands. Much better. Now we just need to do the same thing with this one. Roll the edges in, then tap them in a little bit. So the thing about this like super thin sheet metal stuff is it likes to bend when you've already put a bend in it, and where you've already put a bend in it. So by putting a bend in the edge where I want it to crease with the pliers, I can then use the hammer to finesse it into position right where I want it. And it's going to kind of pre-take to that bend I gave it. This one needs to get just a little tighter. This one actually needs just a little more bend to it. Much better. Give this one some more bend. Much better. And now just these last two. So, how you doing? I've been seeing a bunch of comments from you. I just haven't had time to get around to replying to every comment that I see. I have so many right now. And I haven't been replying for a little while because I kind of got overwhelmed with everything in life in general. So I will let everybody know right now that's arriving. Operation Crotch Cover has ended. Operation Finger Job is what we're doing now. Operation Crotch Cover was making the crotch cover bit for the armor that ties the legs into the arms. We also ended up putting a new piece of leather inside of the shoulder bits of the armor to make it more comfortable. But we added that guy and attached the legs into that so they're more appropriately attached. Thank you. Thank you very much. Now, Operation Finger Job is making 3 pieces of steel to go on here with the metal bit we have on our gloves, because that matches what's on our shoulders. So we're going to just kind of add a little bit of steel to these gloves on the fingers. It's aluminum, but nobody will know the difference. Especially because I'm just going to be wearing it, and all it's there for is for protecting me from stuff flying off when I'm making weapons and testing them. And for show when I go to like Renfairs and stuff with it. No worries, man. No worries. Thanks. It's not as grandiose as it looks, I promise. And the trickiest bit of doing these gloves is yet to come. Basically, turning gloves into gauntlets is what we're attempting to do. What I've been working on for a while and been slacking on for a while. Something tried to bite me. So we've got that guy, this guy, and that guy. And that's how they're going to fit up on the gloves. Now we just need to figure out how we're going to punch the holes in the gloves and make the rivet set without making too big of a hole and making it breach the glove. I shared over 100 people. It's meeting. Oh, hey! This guy's whatever. Whatever, bro. I ain't that good. Get a piece of square. Okay, so I think to punch my holes, what I'm going to do, I'm going to shove a railroad spike in the finger hole on the inside of the glove so I don't over penetrate it. Then, where did I put that little black punch? This may take a second, folks. Please stand by. Okay. Now we want to figure out where we want this. About like that. Okay. See how it does. Nice. This might actually work, guys. This might actually work. No freaking way. If this works, I'm going to be ecstatic. Because I have never made armor before in my life. And I only made the armor set here. Just this one armor set. I've never made gauntlets before, I should say. I've made other bits of armor, but I have yet to make gauntlets. These are the gauntlets I'm trying to make, my first attempt. Good enough to see if we screwed these up or not. This is what we're here to find out. Our trick's going to be getting these rivets up through these finger holes and out through the little hole we made. How in the hell do I plan on doing that task? You may ask. I respond, I have no freaking clue, but we're gonna do it, guys. It's called sheer determination and stupidity. A little bit of luck. And if everything goes smoothly enough, then we might be in business. And the only issue I foresee here is these aren't quite long enough, or thick enough, I should say, because these rivets are designed for thicker stuff. So, in that case, what we're going to do is, where are my scissors? Where'd you go, you orange bastards?
Oh shit, my bad. You do realize all I care about people talk, but their page is empty. I just showed you to myself.
Nice to meet you too, man. And hello. It's nice to meet you. I wouldn't say it's an honor to meet me. I'm not exactly an honorable person, but I appreciate it nonetheless. I think what I'm going to do is use a gasket almost like not a gasket, use this piece of leather almost like a gasket or a wedge to increase the thickness of this area. And add a little, that actually adds a little bit of look to it too. You know what, that might not be so bad. Now, can we set this rivet without screwing up everything? This is what it all comes down to, folks. Not just yet. Don't want to celebrate early. But I think we got it. Now we just need to do the rest of the fingers the same way we just did that one. Not screw them up. Cool. We have a game plan, folks. Sword swinger from New Zealand. Cool. I'm from the States, but we can all be friends. There it is. Cut another little rubber piece. Not rubber piece. Piece of leather, not rubber. Where did I put those? Right there. There they are. Hello. See, now that I've set the rivets too, once they're all done, I can tighten it up a little bit more in terms of the finger and the steel, or aluminum, I should say. It's working out pretty good. Just had to open a hernia. Ooh, yikes! That's a big surgery, man. Yeah, the great sword was that was something, man. The 3 great swords, I should say. Those were something. Still are. I have them in the shop hanging up here. My personal ones. Yep, these are the armor gloves that I've been making for my armor set. I'm just doing some last minute upgrades because I can. Come on, get out of there. There it is. Make another gasket out of another piece of leather. And this is why you should never throw away your leather scraps. Like when you're making a project and you have scraps left over from said project, never throw those away, ever. You never know what you can use them for. You might need a little gasket like me and find that a little leather gasket would be perfect for your applications, like me. Because this is actually kind of a neat thing. It adds to the look of it. Kind of draws the eyes more to the brass there. Heck yeah. Now that I've got those somewhat dialed in, I can tighten these up even more. Heck yeah. Kind of clashes a little bit, a little blingy. But you know what? We're getting somewhere. My first set of gauntlets I've ever done, so I have to roll with the punches. Dum-dum. As goofy as that shit sounds. Especially coming from me. There we go. It's coming along. It's actually a lot better than I anticipated. Looks a little weird, but I'll take it. We're gonna put that rail spike at. Shit. Now I have more of them, but I was using a nice clean one. There we go.
What do you mean coming to you? Your style is better. Your Jedi mind tricks do work.
Well, I just learned how to be a really tricky guy in the cage, and I learned how to be really tricky with my sparring and the way that I move. And I've always tried to stay as humble as I can, you know? Everything I have is a blessing that could be taken away at any moment. I learned that lesson when I had my head injury. You wouldn't think a couple bricks falling on your head would rearrange your viewpoint so much, but it do. It really do. Just cut a few more of these little leather pieces real quick. I don't mean. I'm not understanding. You're good, brother. You're good. Thank you. I'm not smart. I'm not as smart or talented as my mother would have me believe either, but I think that's a mom's job, is to kind of overinflate our egos a little bit. Make us feel like we can take on the world, you know? All right. Definitely need to curve that back. Nice and taut. Next one. Well, thank you very, very much. I very much appreciate that. Where'd it go? There it is. Come on, come on. Part of martial arts is reading people. You aren't wrong there. You aren't wrong there. You ain't lying, friend. Sometimes I wish I could turn that off because I work with a lot of people that have had some pretty rough pasts. And they're trying to change, but my brain says, hey, that's a possible threat. You want to keep an eye out on that thing. And I'm going, no, I know this person. We're good. But I do trust my gut over everything else. It's never letting me stray. Yes, no ear ripper, friends. I feel zero threat. Well, thank you. So that's what we got done on those so far. Maybe add. I might actually go ahead and just. I might actually go ahead and just add a pinky to those. They look very ramshackly. Comfortable. They're comfy. They restrict the bend at the very end of the finger a little bit, but they would do that regardless. Comfortable enough to, let's see, let's get a sword. Yeah, comfortable enough to wield it. I mean, that would definitely still work. Creates a comfortable grip. Yeah, seems good. They're not falling off or anything. Half sword with them. No. Yeah. Not bad. Do I have? I could use that. I could cut that into strips. Make a pinky. Yeah. Might as well make a pinky. I mean, we're already here. Might even make the front strip there. They feel good. You could parry with hands. That's why I put next hand on the top. Ooh, there you go. That's thinking ahead. Yeah, they feel pretty comfortable. Like, I don't feel like I'm being poked or messed up by anything. The rivets on the inside are smooth, so they don't interfere with my hands at all. Fun to have jingly fingers up. Might tighten that finger up just a hair. It's a little too jingly. Yeah, we'll tighten that finger up just a hair. Go. Oh yeah, you would not want to get punched by something like that. That would be so bad. And those will be for the pinkies. Yeah. Where did I put those other tongs? Come on, hooker, where'd you put the tongs? IV 12 cube firework stack. Like, that sounds like a big ass firework. That sounds like a big ass firework. Over here. Oh, that could be cool. That could be really cool. Okay. Getting ideas for future stuff with these.
12Y twins.
I'm not sure what that is, my friend. Oh, gotcha. Cool. I will try to watch my tongue so I don't corrupt young ears. Okay, so got the plates for here at is. You good. Yeah, I'm gonna make a pinky for it just because I figure I might as well do all 4 fingers on the front. It's a good look. I like the way it looks. Chance is back. Guess who's back? Chance again. He is back. Tell your friend. They go to school, so swearing is part of their everyday. Okay. Just making sure. Chance. I made partial gauntlet bits. Pretty cool. I'm working on another finger right now.
was just explaining to my kids there are the art of no excuses.
Oh, yeah. That's a fun one to teach kids, man. Excuses don't solve anything. All they do is allow you to trick yourself into giving up long before it's time to give up. Alrighty. I think after I get this finger on here, I might be getting close to being done with the stream for today. I'm gonna be all prepped up for the Renfair. Okay, where did I put those little bits of leather? I already cut the pieces I need. Nah, screw it, I'll just cut more. It's not that big of a deal. Where did I put the scissors? Okay, I got my rivets and my leather bits, and I lost my finger. Shit. Oh, man, I got it. There we go. That's better already. Kind of reminds me of Gangsterling almost. That's hilarious. The iron bitch slap. What time is it? 5:15. Yeah, I'm gonna have to attach this finger and then call it for now. Wow. Walking in, my kids know what it is. I just have a new sample. Damn, man. Yeah, from the hernia surgery, is that what made you have to relearn it, or was that another injury? My pops had a double lung transplant, and that was a very hard thing for him to go through. And man, if I didn't understand the meaning of the word resilience, I did after watching what he did to come back to life. Ah, crap. There it is. Okay, cool. There we go. Work in progress is progressing progressively. Cool. Well, I think I'm gonna end the stream here because I've got to start cooking and doing some other stuff here shortly. Oh, there's a message that's hiding from me. Oh man, feeling pain. Your sleep is bad. Yeah, man. Well, good on you for sticking through it, my friend. And I hope it gets easier. I hope they find something to help you. But this is where we're at. The project is progressing. I may in the future add to these, now that I know it's so easy to do what I want it to do here. I may just leave them as is. I don't know. So yeah, we will chat next time. And I will see you guys in the next video. God bless, stay sharp out there. If you're looking for a custom sharp object, you know where to look. You guys have a good one. It was good to see you. Thanks for popping in, and thanks for being a mod. Super gaming. I appreciate it. All right. I'll see you guys next time.